are you laughing at us? Are you better than us? But don't worry. One day, you all will be at our mercy and plead for forgiveness. But believe with me, it will be so late. So you all should mark today's word. Foolish people.
In a small village deep in the forest, long ago, two baby girls were born, but they were no ordinary babies. They had two heads but shared one body. Their parents, shocked and frightened, did not know what to do. They were filled with shame and fear about what the villagers would say, so they made a difficult decision. One dark night, while the village was asleep, the parents left the babies at the edge of the forest. They abandoned them, leaving them to the mercy of fate. An old woman named Mama Ugo found them crying in the morning. She took pity on the babies and decided to raise them herself. She named them Achikri and Zuru. Achikri was kind and gentle, while Zuru was often angry and troublesome. The two heads would argue all the time, fighting over everything. As they grew older, the other villagers began to notice them. They would laugh and point, calling them monsters and creatures. Some even throw stones at them. Achikri would cry softly, but Zuru would get angry and shout back at the children, her voice filled with rage. Mama Ugo tried her best to care for them, teaching them kindness and patience. But Zuru's heart was filled with pain and hatred. She often told Achikri, "We are like this because no one loves us. We are like this because we are cursed." But Achikri would always say, "No, Zuru, we are special. Mama Ugo loves us and we have each other." The villagers did not make life easy for them. Many would not allow them to enter their homes or play with their children. Some believed they were cursed. Whenever the twins walked by, people would whisper and shake their heads, making them feel even more alone. Years passed and the twins grew. They were stronger now, able to move around on their own. They still quarreled often. Their voices echo in the quiet village. Why can't we just be like other children? Why is our own different? Oh God, oh God. Who needs them? We don't need friends. We don't care. I don't care. If you care about friends, I, Zuru, don't care. So please hold yourself. If they like, let them love us. If they don't want, fine, I don't need them. Ashikri wanted peace, but Zuru wanted revenge. She wanted to make everyone who laughed at them suffer. One night, as they lay under the stars, Zuru said to Achikri, "Why do you still care for these people? They have done nothing but mock us. We should make them feel the pain we feel every day." So the next day, they went to the stream to fetch water. In the stream, they met a group of villagers. The villagers saw them, calling them names. Achikri felt hurt, started crying. But Zuru became angry, saying,
Why are you laughing at us? Are you better than us? But don't worry. One day, you all will be at our mercy and plead for forgiveness. But believe with me, it will be so late. So you all should mark today's word. Foolish people.
Zuri said, "Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months." Zuri and Achikri decided to start a small business in the market by selling firewood. But when they called out to the villagers, no one wanted to buy from them. They would hear the villagers laughing and saying, "Why would we buy firewood from the cursed twins?" This made their hearts ache. Feeling hot and alone, Zuri and Achikri often went into the bush to gather firewood. One day, while they were deep in the forest, they heard a strange sound. It was a low hissing voice. "Come closer," it said. Achikri was afraid, but Zuri was curious. "Let's see what it is," she said, pulling Achikri along. They followed the voice until they found a huge snake coiled around a tree. It had shining scales and glowing eyes. "I am the spirit of the forest," the snake said. "I can give you power and revenge against those who mock you. All you need to do is to complete a dark task for me." Zuri's eyes sparkled with excitement. "What do we have to do?" she asked. The snake smiled wickedly. "Bring me the heart of a villager who has laughed at you." Achikri gasped. "No, we cannot harm anyone," she cried. But Zuri was already plotting. "This is our chance. They will see us as powerful." Zuri convinced Achikri that they needed to do this to make the villagers respect them. That night, Zuri whispered plans to Achikri while they lay in bed. "Tomorrow, we will find someone to take the heart from. It will show them we are not weak." Achikri, although scared, felt a part of her wanting to believe in Zuri's word. The next day, they walked around the village searching for someone who had mocked them. Zuri finally spotted a boy who had laughed at them just a week before. "That's him," she shouted. They followed him into the forest. So this continues, and strange things started happening in the village. People heard whispers at night. Strange shadows moved in the trees, and sometimes a cold wind will blow through their homes, leaving everyone in fear. The villagers grew afraid of the twins, thinking they were the ones who had come to hunt them. They would leave food and gifts outside Mama Ugo's house, hoping it would keep them safe. But Zuru only laughed at them, enjoying their fear. One day, a group of villagers came to Mama Ugo, saying, "These twins are bringing a curse upon us. Our young men are missing. They must leave or we'll burn down your house." Mama Ugo cried, holding the twins close. She pleaded with the villagers. "They are just children. Please do not harm them." But the villagers were angry and afraid. They wanted the twins gone. Achikri cried, feeling helpless, while Zuri grew more furious. She whispered to Achikri, "Now you see, sister, they will never accept us. They are evil and they deserve to suffer." Days passed, and the young men in the village started missing, and the villagers' anger towards the twins only grew. They started avoiding Mama Ugo's house altogether, leaving her isolated and lonely. But despite the fear and hate, Mama Ugo loved the twins and stood by them. One stormy evening, the villagers finally had enough. They gathered torches and tools, shouting angrily as they marched towards Mama Ugo's house. They banged on the door, demanding the twins come out. Mama Ugo stood in the doorway, her old hands shaking. "Leave them alone," she cried. "They are just children like your own." But the villagers wouldn't listen. They dragged the twins out of the house, forcing them to the edge of the forest. The rain poured down as the villagers tied the twins on a tree, planning to leave them there overnight as a punishment. Left alone in the forest, Achikri and Zuru felt the full weight of their situation. Zuru whispered, "We will get revenge on them. Achikri, we will make them pay." But Achikri, tears streaming down her face, looked up at the sky and said, "Zuru, maybe we are wrong. Maybe the hate inside us made us just like them. Mama Ugo taught us to be kind, yet we choose revenge." Zuru felt a pang of guilt but quickly shook it off. "No, Achikri, they were the ones who left us here. They are the ones who hate us." Just then, the snake appeared. "You have not completed the task properly," it hissed. "Now you will face the consequences." The snake turned its glowing eyes on Zuru. "You will feel the pain you wish upon others." Suddenly, the snake crawled around them. Achikri screamed, but Zuru felt a sharp pain in her side. "Achikri, it's hot!" she screamed. Achikri watched in horror as Zuru began to writhe in pain. "Stop it!" Achikri cried, tears streaming down her face. She realized that Zuru's anger and desire for revenge had brought this upon them. The snake slithered away, leaving the twins in the forest. Achikri, filled with love for her sister, said, "I will not let you suffer alone." She held Ziri tightly, wishing for the pain to go away. Slowly, the pain faded, but Ziri had learned a hard lesson. Just then, Mama Ugo, who had followed the twins into the forest, she untied them, her face filled with love and sorrow. "My children," she whispered, "hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I raise you to rise above the cruelty of others." Zuru felt her heart soften, but a part of her still held onto the anger. She wanted the villagers to feel what they felt every day. But Achikri, who had always listened to Mama Ugo, embraced her and said, "Thank you for loving us. Even when we are difficult, we are sorry." Mama Ugo led them back to her house, where she spoke to them through the night, teaching them about forgiveness and letting go of pain. Slowly, Achikri and even Zuru began to understand. They had let their hearts turn them into something they were not. The next day, the villagers were surprised to see the twins walking through the village with smiles on their faces. They were no longer angry or bitter. Instead, they went from door to door, helping the villagers with their work, speaking kindly and offering friendship. At first, the villagers were confused and worried, but as time passed, they began to see the twins in a new light. They saw the kindness in Ajikri's eyes and even the gentleness that had begun to grow in Zuru. Gradually, the villagers' hearts softened. They welcomed the twins into their lives. Years later, when Mama Ugo passed away, the entire village came to mourn her, including the twins. They had become a beloved part of the village, helping others and living the lessons of kindness and forgiveness Mama Ugo had taught them. Moral lesson: the story of the conjoined twins teaches us that hatred and bitterness only deepen the pain and suffering we feel. Zuru and Achikri learned that the only way to heal from hurt is to rise above it and forgive, even when it is difficult. By choosing kindness and letting go of anger, they transform not only themselves but the hearts of those around them. We may not always understand why others hurt us, but if we carry bitterness, we become trapped by it. Forgiveness and compassion have the power to heal, allowing us to live in peace no matter the hardships we face. The end. Thank you guys for watching my story, and please come back for more interesting stories. I love you.